The move go well?
It did. It went.
You moved?
Back down the street.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Actually, the moving truck came. It was the jankiest moving truck I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's a good thing it only had to go like half a door down.
It really did.
They have to go but they actually never used the truck.
It's backing.
It's
backing out of the driveway.
Like it took you more time to move dorm rooms in college.
No, I mean legitimately though, it was like that. They didn't use the truck. They just
like the Clampett's moving company.
They rolled my piano across the street.
Your grand piano?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a grand piano. But they rolled everything just on like
you're gonna have
casters.
to get it retuned.
No, actually, it stayed. It was fine.
I need to get my piano tuned so bad.
You think it needs, but you're just always out of tune.
Yeah, no, it's probably been out of tune.
No one's had
for a
to
long
tell
time.
you that,
She's been at 439 for years.
No, but
doesn't know.
The moving company did fantastic. It was just like the truck pulled up, and I was like, "This is why they are called budget movers."
Yeah, we're guaranteed to only drop your items only 3 times.
No, they did great. 5 stars, 10 stars.
Door-to-door movers.
We only break some of your china. That's it. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the Next Day podcast.
The next day on your discipleship journey.
I'm Chad.
I'm Christy.
We're joined by
Pastor Carl.
Yay!
Woo!
It's always a joy to have Carl on. Woo!
Always a joy.
Carl's giving me the cowabunga signal.
Hang loose, man.
Yeah, hang 10, yo.
Cowabunga, dude.
Or apparently it's off of the UTSA hand sign.
That's you. That's theirs.
Allegedly.
They're Roadrunners, right?
Allegedly.
Is that a Roadrunner?
Woohoo!
You know, say our director of communications, Crystal, went to UTSA and told me that.
Oh wow.
Oh, interesting.
People can't see on the podcast what you're doing with your hand, but
they know hang
loose.
loose. They know the UTSA hand sign. Come on.
It's the same thing as like call me.
Yeah, it looks like call me, except
Call
you're
me,
shaking
call
it. Yeah.
If you're over the age of 25.
Oh yeah, because now it's like, is it just a hand? Do they do
just a
that?
hand.
Do they just have a flat hand?
My kids make the
I feel
classic
like that's
telephone.
still gonna be the thing, right?
Yeah, I hope so. I've taught them well.
Anyways, great visuals here on the podcast. But no, we're so glad y'all could all join us as we're going to be talking about the sermons you got to hear. Maybe you got to hear Christy in the Element, Carl at the West Campus, or Preston at the traditional service. And but let's get started with our icebreaker. I really didn't know I was trying to think of one, but then Carl brought up one right before we started recording. And Carl, what is it?
What is your favorite sports watching snack?
Sports watching snack.
Okay.
So take me out to the ball game.
That makes sense. So sports watching snack.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
Sports, because you said sports snack, and I was like, is this like what you eat while you're playing the sport?
Yeah, like your Power Gels.
Yeah, like
is this what the soccer mom makes? Are we talking like
halftime?
Because I saw, when the Cowboys game was delayed the other day, it was a couple weeks ago. And one of the players was eating an Uncrustable, and I was like, "What a snack!"
Do you know how many Uncrustables NFL players eat?
Why?
Because
there's like a whole thing. Like,
is it because you could they're frozen, right?
Well, they can be, or you can when you're about to eat them. Like teams have giant caches of Uncrustables.
I'm not surprised.
They're just packaged
players
sandwiches.
eat each of them eat 10 Uncrustables a day. They're punching down Uncrustables because it's just calories.
Yeah.
They're just calories.
I've never
Delicious.
had an Uncrustable.
What? No, I make my kids Uncrustables.
Which is our sponsor, by the way. Uncrustables.
Uncrustables.
When you want a frozen packaged sandwich with no crust, Uncrustables.
No, I bought the little thing, and it's just less messy.
What do you do with the crust, though?
Okay,
because I always
so
feel
glad
bad.
you asked.
There is no crust.
Do you make croutons with your crust?
You could make croutons. No, I actually make.
Wait,
muffins.
is there crust on an Uncrustable?
No,
you're making your own Uncrustable.
Oh, when you're making, okay,
yeah,
when you're cutting off.
No, imagine that. The kid still just won't eat the outside of the.
When does it end?
No, I make muffins usually, French toast muffins.
Ooh, make French toast.
My dad would always say the crust is where all the vitamins were, and I don't think I don't think
I
that's
don't think
true.
there's vitamins in bread.
I'm like, why are the vitamins on the
just where-
edge?
it's
Like,
just where
why
the
did they?
bread got baked
He was
on
like,
the outside.
eat the crust. That's where the vitamins are. I'm like,
They always said about potato peels or any peels.
Everything, every peel.
Yeah.
That's why I always eat my banana peels.
So wait, was that someone's?
Don't do that.
Was that someone's answer? Was Uncrustable was their favorite snack?
No, that wasn't even an answer. Popcorn.
Popcorn?
Like a certain kind of popcorn?
I'm glad you asked. Recently, I've been making stovetop popcorn.
Oh.
And then it was
Alyssa would be
the
so
Jiffy
happy.
Pop.
it was
so
no,
happy.
like just shaking the pan around. And then we were like, you know what? This is so much work. I'm just going to buy bagged popcorn. And we made microwave popcorn the other day. And it is just not good.
What? So what? Stovetop is better?
Yes.
Really?
So much better.
I need to try it sometime.
No, don't buy
I
the
have not
microwaved
done
in
it.
the little bags. Just buy the popping kernels and then throw tablespoons of oil into it.
But
And then throw it in a paper bag
Oh,
in
in
the
a
microwave.
paper bag.
Yeah, throw it in a paper bag in the microwave. And it'll pop in there.
Do you just like fold the bag down? What do you do? That's
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Oh wow! See, I get the Jiffy Pop
I
and
like
I put
it,
it
Carl.
in the microwave, and the sparks make it go faster.
That is a good idea.
Yeah.
My kids like putting M&Ms in their popcorn.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Like to
that,
pop it?
No, like after it's done, they throw M&Ms in it, so
Yeah.
they get like it's like
A
little
little-
popcorn.
It's like a
trail
little.
mix.
I like to make a good mix.
It's like a little snack in your
Yeah.
snack.
Yeah.
I think my answer is definitely peanuts, just because no matter what sport I'm watching, and when it starts to get boring, I have something to do.
So the whole peanut.
Yeah,
Okay.
shelled peanuts, because then it gives me something to do while I'm watching. Sometimes I can pace it, so if I'm watching football, I can pace it to where like every play I can crack one open and eat one.
You
wait for the next
probably-
play. Wait for the next play. So
What's
it kind of.
that restaurant that has the peanuts?
Oh yeah,
Texas
Five Guys
Roadhouse?
or Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, Texas Roadhouse is what I was thinking
and
of.
Five
And
Guys
Five Guys.
also.
You
does.
probably
Logan
just-
Steakhouse.
You stay
any
busy
any
there.
good
Those
steakhouse.
peanuts are too salty. It's like they are covered in salt.
Are you
that's
eating the
best
shells?
part.
No, but like even the inside is very salty. I just get unsalted roasted.
My kids
peanuts,
eat the shells.
and
I mean, they
it's
don't eat
really
them. They
good.
just lick them because they're so salty.
I mean, peanuts are fine. I'm not really a peanut guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they're buttered.
Mr. Five jars of peanut butter.
It's like if there was an action figure for Carl, he's holding a jar of peanut butter. like that's just it. Like, it's just like, oh, here's
above
his
his
signature
desk,
peanut butter.
it's just a shelf, and there's like 5 jars of peanut butter, and people have gifted them to you now. I mean,
Yeah. It's like, Carl, I had this extra peanut butter.
we are gonna have White Elephant Christmas gift exchange amongst the staff, and I mean, I feel like a jar of peanut butter has to be one of them.
Anytime peanut butter's there, he's gonna steal it. What's yours, Carl? Favorite snack for?
I think it's got to be like the Velveeta and Rotel and like sausage dip.
Yeah.
That you have with
Any
the
kind of
chips.
dip, yeah.
Dip, yes.
Yeah.
Dip.
Basically dip, like French onion dip, nacho dip, 7-layer dip,
Bean dip.
Guacamole.
bean dip, guacamole sauce,
Guacamole.
all the good stuff.
Yeah,
Some kind of ranch
that
dip.
and salsa, like some warm salsa for you.
We agree on this, right? Did
No, I
Carl
think
and
he
agree?
likes cold
No,
salsa.
I don't understand warm salsa.
Okay, no, because I said I prefer cold salsa.
Oh,
That's why I was psyched we went to Chewy's the
I'm
other
gonna
week.
mute y'all right now. And I was talking about this with someone. So
You know warm salsa is just like a Texas thing, right?
is it?
I've never even heard of somebody eating warm salsa until I moved here.
I never had it until I went to a restaurant. I was like, oh, this is odd, and this is great. This is so good.
I really don't care.
I can eat cold salsa just fine. So
Yeah,
it's
I could eat
just-
either one. I don't care that much. I think I just when I think about having chips and salsa, I envision the salsa being cold.
Yeah, but
Because you pull it out of the fridge.
Maybe.
yeah, you're just too lazy to heat it up. But
The heat is a marker of
is
freshness.
this true for y'all? I was talking about this. I was at some place recently, and there was charcuterie, right? Adult Lunchables, right?
Delicious, yeah.
Yeah. So charcuterie.
Not to be confused with crudité.
I cannot
Common
cannot casually make a little thing off a charcuterie board, eat it, wait 10 minutes, come back, Make another
No,
one.
I stand by it.
It is my meal. I can't
Just pick
stop.
up the cutting board and walk around.
I can't, and I see some people just casually nibbling. I'm like, I don't know how y'all do
They
that.
ate before they came. That's why.
I guess I am chowing down on this thing.
That's
It will not last.
That's
long.
what I do every time I go to Kava. If I'm going to go to Kava with somebody and I know, I go to Wendy's or McDonald's beforehand and get a Big Mac because I know every time I leave Kava, I'm still hungry.
That's our other sponsor, Kava. When you want to come hungry and leave hungry, go to Kava. We're gonna get sued or something.
I know.
Somehow.
Why did our podcast get pulled off?
Someone's
here?
listening to this, and they're
Yes,
like, "Wait a
Kava
minute."
corporate is very concerned.
Yeah.
No, I like Kava. I think it's great. I'm a
it's
big
fine.
fan of
Do they
Mediterranean
have
food.
coffee that they call Kava Java?
Oh, they should.
Oh,
Trademark
okay.
it right
Yeah,
now.
no, KavaJava.com. All right. Well, we're glad you're all here. We'll get off the snack talk as we get into talking about the spooky season. Okay. Yeah.
How many sermons did we have? Count. 1, 2, 3.
3.
Courage.
Yeah. So we are in a new sermon series called Spooky Stories of the Bible. And I really like that we're doing this because I've done Bible studies with students where we've done strange stories. And I think some of them we may touch on in this one. But this one's really talking about some of these stories that are strange, but they also kind of have like this eerie, deathly kind of weird imagery to it that's just kind of freaky. And you're just like, wait, this is in the Bible? And yes, there is lots of stuff like that in the Bible. So we're going to be looking at some of these stories, talking about how we can see God at work in these stories. And so this time we're doing one that Chrissy's never preached on before. It is the Valley of Dry Bones.
Yeah,
and
this was brand new to me.
Yeah. I think because it was not true. You might be able to listen to our podcast where Chrissy talked about it. Because when you all did y'all's favorite scriptures, right? Mm-hmm. And this is your favorite scripture is the Valley of Dry Bones because you like scary stuff.
I love, spooky things.
Yeah, so I guess this one is as you're kind of seeing all these skeletons everywhere and everything like that. So it's just this kind of graveyard, grim place. And so we thought, this would be good for the series, for the spooky stories in the Bible. And I'll agree with you, Chrissy, when I heard your sermon, was I do think of the elephant graveyard. The elephant graveyard in The Lion King, because it really is just... there's no sun there? I just don't get it. It's like the sun just stops and there's just bones everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I do think of that when I think of the Valley of Dry Bones, because it's just really kind of
desolate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I once went to this church in Ethiopia. We had to climb up the side of a mountain, and we went inside this cave. The church was in a cave. I think it was called Ibrahim Christos. And you walk in, and you see the church, and it's built like any other church inside of this cave. And then to the right of the cave, just hundreds of dead bodies, just bones. And when I think of this sermon, I'm like, and you ask them, what happened? They're like, these were pilgrims who just ended up here. I'm like, is that really what happened?
Did they just transfer their bones into this place, or did they all just die there?
I think they died there. They're all I'm going to go to this church and I'm going to die there.
Are they
and my bones are going to
whole
stay.
Skeletons, in a movie, where they go into they're just sitting there next to the...
No, they're stacked on top of each other. They're all over the place. It was nuts.
Oh, that's so weird.
I mean, I've seen so many bones in different places. When I went to the killing fields in Cambodia, they're just stacked on each other. It's amazing. They built a whole tower of bones. It's a very sad place.
Yeah, I was about to say, when you say amazing, it's this is an amazing sight.
It is an amazing sight.
It's not, yay, amazing.
No, it amazes you.
Yeah,
that people could be so terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
But here's this one. It comes from Ezekiel. Mm-hmm. Making sure I get that right. Let's say Ezra.
No, Ezekiel. The other easy in the Bible.
The easiest books.
Hey. So what do y'all want to tell us about y'all's sermons? And I know we all got to hear Preston's as well, so I'm sure we could talk on it as he talked about the death of his dear old...
It was impressed on
87 Bronco.
Yes. Yeah, what did you use? What was your illustration for? Did you use the church to talk about the bones? Did you use some other illustration?
The illustration was the church. I also talked about when I gave my liver in 2021. And the surgery went great for me, but not so great for my mother-in-law. And
what happened there?
Oh, jeez.
Was she the one getting it, right?
She got it.
Okay, yeah, she got it.
She got it, and then we went home, and she had some complications, so she went back to the hospital, and then they broke the liver I just gave her. Like, they nicked an artery, and all the blood rushed out, and, like, she almost died again. There's a lot of almost dying.
You look woozy all of a sudden, Chad.
First, it's just odd to me because you gave up part of a liver, right?
65%. We're kind of like so lizards. Weird. They grow back.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like
I know, but is it just the liver that does that?
No, our fingernails also grow back.
Yeah. And I think hair.
Well, yes.
I've heard hair can grow
Technically,
back.
there are some examples of people cutting off the very edge of their fingers, and that can grow back in some cases.
So we really are all kind of lizard people.
Yes.
Well, it comes from
I mean,
it's
like,
the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think there's a whole like lab at Texas A&M that actually studies it. I was listening, I think, to like Radio Lab about it one day, and they talked to somebody at Texas A&M about it.
There's a villain in Spider-Man who studied this too.
The Sandman?
No, the lizard. The lizard guy.
Lizard guy, yeah.
Oh, whatever his name is.
Dr. Connors, right?
Isn't
it Dr.
Was
Connors? In one of the universes, yeah.
Dr. Octavio?
No,
that's Doc Ock.
Oh.
Dr. Connors sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. Anyways,
Y'all fact check us.
we're really straying here.
Anyway.
Okay, so the
livers.
Liver
But it was kind of like how like we offered life to somebody who would have died without a liver, and then the liver died, and then we've had to find somebody who was dead to give a living liver so that somebody who was almost dead could live.
That is wild.
Yeah, I'm cross-eyed. Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Organ donation.
And it is all about
like
new
that
life.
Is crazy.
Yeah. And so what was your illustration about moving? And I like the...
Yes.
And I did like the setup, too. The setup was like, I had to do something that no one ever wants to do, and you're kind of like building up this very scary thing, and then it was like, we moved.
We moved, because we did. So I think because I've preached on this scripture so many times and recently, I was like, I got to take a different turn on this one than I have in the past. So I went with kind of talking about like things that we, like when we move away, or when we're like preparing to move, how you like clean out your dusty corners of the closets and you find these things that you've sort of like buried and forgotten about. And a lot of them are like relics usually of the past of some sort. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like I have at least one box of things that are like pictures and photo albums and like yearbooks or just like whatever.
Look at this photograph.
Exactly.
Every time I see it, it makes me laugh.
I always think about Nickelback. But
at least once daily.
Yeah. Once at least. But anyway, you pull this stuff out and just have this like nostalgic kind of moment, or it's like connected to something that's painful or something like that, and how there's like so much emotion with these little dusty little relics and things like that. And so that's kind of how I set up talking about these dry bones and how God can like take these things that we thought were, dead and gone in our lives. And usually it's something like our the courage to try something new, or the vulnerability to love, or, something like that. Because of times when we've failed, or times when we've been heartbroken, or like past relationships that have really harmed us in some way. And, and then we take, those things and we kind of just like bury them. But if we, present them and bring them before God and let, God transform them in our lives and speak life over them, then, there's new life and with all of those things. So anyway, it was kind of a less direct thing about like, it wasn't about like a physical body. It was about our spiritual body, I guess.
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you just Google?
How many Uncrustables the NFL eats?
Oh, gosh.
You just very intentionally picked up your phone
He's like,
and
wait a minute.
typed something in
Yeah.
and then just placed it so like you were ready to talk about it.
No, I wasn't going to talk about it. The answer is 80,000 annually, though.
Oh my gosh, $80,000 or
No, 80,000 Uncrustables.
Oh my god!
Pretty soon, like
The Denver Broncos average 700 Uncrustables weekly.
Wow.
That's because the Uncrustables give them new life. It
They
gives them
do.
the
They
energy
just
that they need.
nourish.
Mortal, can these bones live?
Can they live? And then, Preston, I know, talked about speaking of the Broncos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Talked about his Bronco.
Yeah, his car dying. And because he said it just made that noise where he just knew it was like not going to work. Yeah, the screech of death. Is that what he called it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so... But how sad that was because he loved that car and all that. And then he kind of tied it in at the very end of his sermon, just saying how he saw an 87 Bronco that was just like
Restored.
his. And he was just like, oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and and this whole, like, what would y'all say? Because this is a very, it's an odd story about these. Here's this valley of, what were the bones? Right? Like, what was this place where there was it Elephant Graveyard?
Yeah.
Was it like...
No, I've heard a lot of different commentaries on this because it doesn't say what it is. There's just
like, oh, here is the valley of where the battle of...
no, it does not.
was.
It doesn't say
No,
what...
I don't think it's a real place.
Okay.
So some commentaries will name like, and I can't remember what the valley is, but it was referenced earlier in the Old Testament from a battle, and then it's referenced in the New Testament as well.
It's very Tolkien-esque.
Yeah, I'd have to go look it up. And some of it's like back in my like seminary files in my brain where I'm like, what was that? But anyway, I've heard some commentaries be like, this was likely where it was, but it also, it's a weird, it reminds me of Stranger Things, like the way that this is, it's not that Ezekiel had a vision. It doesn't necessarily say that, but it is sort of like, that's
very vision-y to me.
It is very vision-y. This is the type of like prophecy that we see throughout the book of Ezekiel. But he also does like the prophecy where he like acts things out, and all of that. So there is a lot of visual representation, but it's not named in the same way as like, I had a vision from the Lord. It's just like, by the Spirit of the Lord, he swept me to this place,
Yeah.
But it reminds me of like Stranger Things where it's like in a different...
It's the upside down.
Yeah, it's like in a different, like an alternate universe or something.
Because some of them will have these visions of it. Like, it's like they're almost transported without actually going there.
Yeah.
I think it was AI.
Yeah.
Yes. Probably so.
Yeah. But,
green screen, actually. Just
yeah, but it's so interesting. Like, it's like God's walking with them around. God's with them, right? Showing them this dry bones, and then just showing that new life can be given to them.
Yeah.
And so then they start to form, and then it's like dancing skeletons and things like that.
Well, it's really interesting the way that that this all happens, right? Because. And I think the important part is not like what's going on with the bodies. That is important. Like it is important to the story. But like to me, the most important thing is the conversation between God and Ezekiel in this, and the first thing that God does is ask Ezekiel, can these bones live? After walking him around all these bones. So it's like, he's looking at this vast, and remember, like it says at the end of this passage that this vast army stood in, before him, like a vast multitude,
warriors all over the place.
Yeah, like just like multitude, right, of human beings. So like the bones that he was seeing, it was like piles of towers of bones, right? Like just like we talked about Cambodia or the places where you've seen it, like just this crazy devastation.
These are old. They've been dead for a long time.
Right.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, because it's very specific to say they're dry.
Yeah.
And so after walking around this, God asks Ezekiel, can these bones live? And I know Carl and I, we talked about this through the week. Like, don't you just love Ezekiel's response that he's like, it's if it was written in like Gen Z language, it would be like IDK. Actually, it would be millennial. I don't know if
IDK,
Gen Z
my
says
BFF
IDK.
Rose.
Yeah, IDK.
Yeah, IDK. Like, is sort of because he's just like, Lord, you know. Like, it's almost like he's like, why are you asking
you tell me?
Yeah, you tell me. If in the way I kind of interpret that is he's saying like, well, if they can, like, you're the one who can do it, right? I couldn't even imagine seeing something like this happen, you know, almost like in response, like, can they, God? You know, and so then this exchange, this is like the super important part to me, is that God then tells Ezekiel, speak over these bones, prophesy to the bones to come together and, you know, form bodies again. And so he does, like Ezekiel does, and it's just this interesting thing. Like, God could have done it. Mm-hmm. God could have just done it, right? But wanted Ezekiel to have a part in it. Like, wanted Ezekiel to speak that over the bones. And then, you know, he sees them come together. And then he says to prophesy again, to have the breath of God, which is even more interesting because it's literally like prophesy over these bones for like my breath, like my spirit to enter into these bodies, you know, tell my spirit to enter into these bodies. Mm. And so, like, you know, Ezekiel does it just like God says. And then, you know, it's this vast multitude standing in front of him.
Did you sing Breathe on Me, Breath of God after that?
I did not.
Such a good song.
It's a great song. There's a lot of this, like the breathing.
Yeah.
But, you know, as he speaks, he's like seeing this come to fruition. Like, he sees the bodies form and he sees the like breath in them. And it's something to me that, like, you know, we as the church, you know, as a pastor, like, gosh, I want to see that all the time. Mm-hmm. I think that's why this is my favorite scripture, 37:4, that's, you know, says prophesy over these bones, these dry bones, and tell them rise up, dry bones, and live. And I'm like, I think that's our role as preachers, you know, for us to do this. But I want to see that come to fruition. I want to hear the bones rattling. I want to see the flesh, you know, be put on them and like rise up, and the, you know, the breath. I know, like, I want to, as creepy as it sounds in the story,
like all the old like Disney cartoons were like in the graveyard and they're dancing around. And,
no, I mean, it's like you want to see this so much, but like so often our experience is not that direct, right? Like, we are praying for things, or, you know, proclaiming like God over things, and we aren't seeing the fruit of it as directly. And so I think that, like, you know, I think that this scripture sort of like fast tracks God's promises in a lot of ways. But anyway.
Yeah. And Carl, what about you? What are some of the main points that you made?
So I was kind of connecting it into the place that Judah is in during this time. I mean, Ezekiel, he starts getting these prophecies and the visions during the first wave of exiles from Jerusalem. Mm-hmm. And so he finds himself on the banks of the river Euphrates, starts having all of these visions and stuff. Mm-hmm. And the historical piece of this is they really do believe that they have lost God's covenant. Like, things aren't good. In chapter 33, God's spirit leaves the temple. And this is something they've seen happen 113 years before. The northern kingdom of Israel, these 10 tribes who left historical Israel, and Judah is the bottom 2 tribes. These northern 10 tribes, Israel, they were taken off into captivity by Assyria. Mm-hmm. And after that, they're no more. They never come back. They never become a people again. They lose their cultural heritage, their cultural identity, and it ends up becoming a sticking point between these two people. For even when Jesus is around, it's a sticking point. And so we hear this whole thing where they believe that God has forgotten them. And one of the things that fascinates me about what God says is God says that in the second half of this, it's, I will raise up all of Israel. Mm-hmm. And to me, I'm reading that and I'm like, oh, this isn't just a story about Judah anymore. This is a story about all of God's people who have fallen apart, who have fallen into despair, who have fallen into hopelessness. It's not just these people at this particular time. It's not even just these people and those people from 100 years earlier. Mm-hmm. It's everybody. So it's us included. It's our church today. It's our families today. It's our households today. Who is God going to be holding up? Who is God going to be reviving, resuscitating, renewing? All the R words. But that's sort of where we ended up moving towards at West Sermon.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's kind of the main message that I got from Preston's. I know he talked about some of the same things, but just like the idea that God continues to create and bring life. Mm-hmm. God continues to do that. It wasn't as if, that valley of dry bones, like I gave them life and now they're dead. Like, and now I'm moving on. It's like, no, God continues to be there. Mm. And during that exile, like, people felt like God abandoned them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, it was really bad. And so, but here's this reminder of, no, God's still with you. Don't worry. Things are going to be all right.
Well, and the interesting thing, too, about, and I didn't bring this up at all on Sunday, but just you said this, and it reminded me, I tell my kids oftentimes in the garden, of course, I know.
Mm-hmm. You walk in the garden alone.
But I tell them, like, we compost in the backyard, and when anything dies, it is fertilizer for new life in the garden. And it's just so interesting how like that has
to
happen.
Mufasa said.
Yeah.
It's
a circle
Lion
of life.
King. We could have just talked about the Lion King.
Yeah,
guys.
why didn't we?
We could have just talked about the Lion King the whole time.
Even though I will say that always bothered me, that because his whole thing is like, we eat the antelope, but then when we die, we become the grass, and the antelope eat the grass. But I'm like, but how many antelope do you eat?
It's the circle of life.
How many antelope do you eat? I think you still get the better deal.
Circle of life, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, the antelope's like, okay, this grass, all right, this grass really has a thing,
Yeah. This is Mufasa right here, y'all. Hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, I just have always loved that kind of imagery with, the way God created things is that like there's nothing that dies in vain. Like it is always used for something good. And but the thing that's beautiful in this story is that it's not just about like the circle of life. This is about resurrection. Like this is about like, not even, and it's not reversing time. Like you can't even say like, oh, we're going to just go back, because the thing is that Israel is never restored to the Israel that once was, ever. And that wasn't the point.
Yeah.
It's like, could God have done it? Like if that was the thing that needed to be done, like, yeah, of course. But like, that wasn't the plan. That wasn't what needed to happen. What needed to happen was that the family of God was expanded beyond Israel. And so it's like this vast multitude. When he says, this is that whole house of Israel later in the passage, it's like, this is, my people. This is not just, it's not just going to end here, right? Like this is going to expand and grow to all to the ends of the earth. And I think that's later on in my sermon, just talking about like speaking life. We need to be Ezekiel in this world, like speaking life over dry bones. And, but that coming from a place in our life where we know God has done that resurrection work in our heart. And so speaking joy and love and peace and hope, those things into the world, not things of death like hatred and violence and all of those other things, right? Like we are people called to speaking life.
No, and I love that idea, like you said, like it wasn't to go back, right?
Yeah.
We're always moving forward, and so even thinking about this scripture, giving hope to somebody who, there's people who are going through a hard time with maybe losing a family member or something like that. And it's like, but and they could be really struggling, but as they still, as they're mourning that and they're realizing everything, like, once you get really comfortable with like God again, like, it's like it's not like your family member comes back, right? You're moving forward.
Right.
You're not going back to that, but you're moving forward to where you continue to live out of this dark time that you just went through, and it just makes us stronger, and we just move forward. And so the same thing here is, we're not going back. Like, you're going to move forward, and things are going to get better, or worse.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
I mean,
I guess they still go through a lot of exile after this.
That's the other part of this is like they sit in the grave for 2 generations.
Yeah.
Right.
They sit in the valley for 2 entire generations.
Yeah.
I mean, part of what we hear in here is that we are assured that resurrection is coming, but it's not necessarily on our timeline.
Yeah.
Which is the other side of this. It's not the God trying to say, oh, everything's going to be okay. I'm going to make it all better for you, sweetie. This is the God saying, you're suffering right now. And if you read the 30 chapters prior to this, the 36 chapters prior to this, you're getting what you set up here.
Yeah.
This is on you.
Yeah.
Right. We are like the people who, are, I mean, not that we created death, but like we kind of create that for ourselves in our lives so many times. Like we're not the ones who can create life. Only God can do that. And only God can resurrect life.
Yeah.
But that means we don't have control over it. Like we don't get to determine what that looks like. We don't determine what resurrection looks like in our lives. Moving, like you're saying, moving forward and how long it takes. Like aren't the ones who put the numbers on that.
Yeah. And this is, another, like, here's just another example here. And because there's a lot of this in Scripture. Like, it's like one thing that I hate is whenever people just characterize, being a Christian means everything will be just fine once you believe in God. And it's like, no, like the Bible, it doesn't necessarily teach that. And I know then people are like, well, then why are you doing this then? It's kind of like, there's just something else. There's more to it. And all the prophets and all this are saying when you're going through these valleys, when you're going through these hard times, stay true to God.
Right.
That's going to be way better for you than abandoning God and moving on to wherever other religion or whatever other thing is. And so well, and it's having hope, right?
Yeah. Like that's the defining piece here is hope that, that God is working, that there is a future, that this is not, the way that things are always going to be. And that God works through all of these things, like that it again, like it's not in vain, that we will, have this promise that God works all things together for, God's good and glory. And, that's the hope that I feel like is such a distinction from someone who doesn't know God. And again, like this is where I go back to like, we want this for everybody. We want everybody, and God wants this for everybody to know this hope, right? And so like that's our job as like the Ezekiels of the world, to go out and speak that kind of life into people who are in those places of, valley of dry bones.
Well, that was our first sermon in the spooky story. that video is very like classic Halloween sounding.
It feels
is that a
like
theremin?
The opening to Wednesday.
Yeah, it's good.
Is that a theremin? Like whatever that
theremin?
one. Yeah, theremin. What did I say? A theremin?
Theremin.
Yeah, theremin.
like Thurman Thomas?
Yeah.
I was thinking of like a president, right? Wasn't there a Thurman that was a president?
It was Thurgood Marshall. He was a Supreme Court justice.
Who's the...
Are you thinking Truman?
Maybe Truman. What's his first name?
Thurman Truman.
That's not true.
What is Truman's first name?
Harry
Truman. Yeah, that's it.
You know what his middle name was?
Harry S. Truman. I don't know.
S.
Is it?
Yeah.
Harry.
It's
I was just
S.
guessing.
It's like my middle name.
Like your middle name is just M.
Just M.
M.
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyways, but yeah, that was our first of our spooky stories. Join us next week as we talk about the witch at Endor.
And it's not Star Wars.
I know. I'm gonna.
Is Endor a Star Wars thing?
The forest moon of Endor is where the Ewoks lived, on which the shield base for the second Death Star was that they had to knock down in order to get to the second Death Star to start the fight at the very end of the movie.
Which one is this?
Return of the Jedi.
That's the
episode 6.
The third of the original.
Oh, these are originals.
Yeah, episode 6.
I did see those at some point.
Ewoks, they're like the little itty bitty Wookiees.
The cute ones, right?
The cute ones.
Little teddy bears.
They live in the forest moon of Endor. Oh, definitely not.
No?
Did you ask him if he's a fan and he said no?
I said, are you going to talk about Star Wars? You have to.
Why?
Because you go into so much detail about football and like drafts from the 30s and all that, but you're not going to go into
some sort of connection here.
I could find a connection.
I know you could.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
I will not be including Star Wars in my
obviously because you're like I'm not going to talk about Star Trek, everybody. And everyone's like, boo.
To be honest, I could definitely do it. I've already figured it out in my head.
Like in the 10 seconds that we've sat here, he's like, oh, yep, got it.
We'll be looking forward to that next week. We will be talking about our icebreaker next week is what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Okay, well, I got to do some research over the weekend.
Like, what? She likes the holiday special.
Which is what?
Oh, gosh. Never mind. We're not going to get into that.
It's the first time you meet Boba Fett.
No, it's there's a
Star
Wars
for
holiday special, and it is the most cringe-worthy of all.
I know literally nothing.
It was a 1977 money grab.
Yeah, it's awful. Anyways.
I like Harrison Ford.
Let's get to our ministry shout out. Obviously, we just want to shout out again, the Pumpkin Patch. It is open and alive and well over at both campuses, West and Kingsland campus. And so we hope y'all can all come out there, support the Pumpkin Patch, get your pictures, and all the money goes to the Community Assistance Fund. And there's so many ways you can still help out with it and still sign up for shifts and all that. So it's just a lot of fun. Then we're getting to some of our other October events. We have some big ones coming up, and you're going to hear us talk about these because these are really big ones. You know, I've always said, like, I think October may be busier than Advent. I don't know. Like,
October's way.
October's a very busy season for us. We have a lot of big things.
It is busy, but
it's busy for me because the Pumpkin Patch. But
I think we have bigger things in October, but more things in Advent.
Well, the first thing is Piccadilly. So, Carl, tell us about Piccadilly.
It's a real Piccadillo.
It is.
Piccadilly, world's greatest craft fair. We're going to have over 100 vendors. We're going to have food. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have snacks. We're going to have all kinds of fun crafts. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a great time. There's going to be live music. And we are going to be raising money for missions at St. Peter's. We're probably going to raise over $10,000 so that we can do missions in our local community and beyond.
And this is just one of those events where it is, yes, it's a fundraiser that goes to missions.
More like a fundraiser.
Yeah. It's fun. But it also is a way to support local businesses. Like these are people who are all in the area. They have their crafts. They have their whatever, like anything from woodwork to sewing to jewelry. It's just a whole bunch of stuff.
All three of those things.
Yeah.
and
food.
More.
There's some food and all this. But this is a way to support local businesses and you get your Christmas shopping done. I know I'm always up here looking for stuff for Christmas shopping for family. And also if you're just like, if you want to see our church look completely different, come here to this and you can see, oh, wow, like all these rooms are just completely like decked out and like all these booths and all that. So it looks really cool. So we hope y'all could support it. What date was that?
That is October 18th. Every year, it is the third Saturday in October.
Nice. All right. So come up here for that. And then the other ones we want to shout out is Trunk or Treat. What can you tell us about Trunk or Treat, Christy?
Trunk or Treat is happening. It will be on the same weekend as Piccadilly at the Kingsland campus.
So the 19th at Kingsland.
And then the 26th at West Campus.
Yeah.
And
it is literally one of the best times.
It is great. Literally. I believe the West Campus staff has a group trunk that y'all are planning, but I won't
costume anyway.
A group costume. Okay, I won't spoil what it is.
We need to work on the new ministry assistant. Make sure we find a costume for her. Yeah. Very excited.
But yeah, we'll have at the both campuses, we will need tons of candy and trinket donations. Please no chocolate candy because it melts. Because October,
definitely chocolate candy.
Sometimes we have chocolate candy.
We need chocolate candy.
I do like chocolate candy, but it melts. They sometimes prefer
we're gonna get chocolate candy.
The harder candy.
Please, Butterfingers.
Butterfingers for Chad. Just
no Butterfingers. No Butterfingers because that has peanuts. No candy with peanuts. Poor favor.
Oh yeah, the allergens. Well, anyways,
crispity, crunchy, peanuttery, buttery.
Well,
can't do it.
Talking so loud.
And
so angry.
We are gonna have so we'll need those for the trunks, and then also people to sign up for trunks. It's super fun. You like decorate and coordinate costumes to it, and then just get to like interact with people from the community and pass out candy to all of these families. And it's just a lot of fun. A good way to just extend some love into the community, and putting on this event is a great way. We'll have game trunks too, so there'll be stuff to do, and some snacks, little food trucks for some good little snacks.
We have over 1,000 people come to this. It's like one of our biggest community events and everything. Yeah. So, and I think we even have a way for you to buy candy just on our Amazon wish list as well. So if you're at the store and you could grab some and bring it to the church, do that. But then you can also just order on there and it'll get delivered to us. I think you can find all this information on our website. Go to stpk.org/events. Scroll down, look for all the trunk or treat information, as well as pumpkin patch information in Piccadilly. So yeah, all there.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, we are, so we are going to see you all next week as we talk about the Witch of Endor, and we're looking forward to that. So see you all next week on the Next Day podcast.
See you next time.
Bye.